That Rick Sincere, who passed away recently, did his daily Rick Sincere in the last 2 or 3 months, did seem to have a lot of posts about the Libertarian Party and about David Johnson and so forth. It isn't a good time right now because because basically the inequality has gotten so bad. Individuals, so many people who don't have really the skills we have fallen so far behind. People can't make enough money to to afford an apartment on their own in a city, to save money. People are in debt. There's a terrible problem with college debt and so forth. People, the inequality is a lot worse than it was when I was working. And when libertarianism was working better as an ideology, when the inequality wasn't as bad as it's gotten. And I say that in the book. That you need inequality. You need to have things be unequal to have innovation. But then if you don't do something, if the people, once they have more, don't do something to get back, and sometimes it can get quite personal because the internet's out there right now, and sometimes it can mean being prodded to join things. If you don't respond to that at all, and nobody responds to it, you're going to slide into authoritarianism. You're going to get instability and think law and order is going to break down, and you're going to wind up with authoritarianism again. So once you have a lot of inequality, and if you happen to be one of the luckier people, or even if you think you've earned it and so forth, and you see it getting worse, the inequality getting worse, you should be concerned.
What about the Koch brothers?
I've heard different things because I've heard that the Koch brothers were behind some of the internet censorship, that they were actually encouraging the platforms to censor independent creators. It doesn't make any sense to me that they would, but I read that today someplace. The independent media, the mainstream media seems to be attacking independent media just because people are losing jobs in independent media. And it's the old problem of unions and guilds and the fact that the layoffs and the mergers and the restructurings that led to people be laying off. Well, some of those people created businesses, some of those people created independent news companies. And now they're competing with the established companies and lowballing them, working for less money, and they're undermining the ability of the big companies to make money even more. That's why there's a problem. That's why you're seeing the illegal, bogus takedowns, the DMCA takedowns and everything. The censorship is a little bit of a separate problem because on the left, the social justice warriors are much more willing to talk about your identity as a victim being part of a group than the right is. So they have enough power with their threats of boycotts and disruptions of banks and so forth. And they have enough credibility with the corporate media that corporate America is paying attention to them. So they've been effective getting people deplatformed, and they've convinced YouTube that YouTube has a problem with accidentally encouraging white supremacy, and it does a little bit, but not to the extent that the left claims. There are a few people who say bad things on YouTube. There are some people that go over the line, but generally no. Generally, most of the conservative sites you find are still within the realm of acceptable ideas. Nobody is saying round people up or saying have a white homeland or something. No, very few people actually say that. That's clearly on the right is generally not an acceptable idea. But people on the left seem to think that the right believes that it is. And it isn't. It's just not what you find if you actually listen to the videos. It isn't what they're saying. There is a belief that they are saying that, but they just aren't.